Well, that's the most unusual thing I've seen so far on this trail. Let's have a look what's inside of this cave-like structure. Maybe the Holy Grail is in it or something like that. Oh, it looks actually... What is this? She's in some kind of chamber over there. Huh. Cool spot. Well, this is how the mark of the Eifelsteig looks like over here. Well, I'm just gonna start with this hike and see how it goes. This is basically what I'm walking the last few hours. Nice, but nothing special. It's a very pleasant hike, but nothing really special so far. But I'm only walking for like 10 kilometers, I think. So who knows what's gonna be next. But I just read something really interesting. That in at least that's I reach multiple news channels. This one is from underneath Belgium. I don't know exactly the English name, but they say it was as dry as 1880. Like that was 142 years ago. So the last month of July, like 5 meter per square meters of water, like 5 millimeters or something like that. So almost nothing really. It's kind of scary. And also I'm walking here right now and it's just bone dry. I'm not even exaggerating. And even the last few months I've been hiking, almost no rain. Of course I also have been in Turkey and Greece in that time, where it generally rains less, but also in England, Scotland it didn't rain at all basically, almost. Still some big showers obviously, but not so much. And then I'm hiking here and thinking, yeah, it makes sense it's so dry. I mean, I also read that there are almost 8 billion people. Well, all very loving, beautiful creatures, but if you look at this long-term stability of that, it's not gonna be really well. I mean, we all need wood, so much energy, food, housing, all that kind of stuff. How do you want to achieve that with 8 billion people? With just a very small, tiny Earth. Unsustainable. Really unsustainable. So, the question what remains is how long will it last? I don't think too long, to be honest. Well, town number 1. Cordal. Seems pretty cute. It seems I found a colossal titan from Attack on Titan. Lol. Seems like it at least. So, last year there were floods in Germany. And they apparently destroyed the bridge over here. I sincerely do not know where to go right now. There might be a way, but it's a bit of a gamble. I'm not joking, for the rest there isn't really any path here, it seems like. So, what I saw on the map is that there is a railway crossing. So, I have to probably go over the rail. Great. Should be a very short window of time, but still, not feeling great with this, to be honest. Well, I crossed over there. That was absolutely terrible. I hope that will be one of the only times in my life I have to do that. And it was also quite shitty because you didn't really hear the sound that well. But I am not sure what would have happened. There would be a train. Oh well, I'm also walking now on the road. I could be an idiot. So chances of death everywhere. But still, this was a bigger run than this one. Oh, I hope this will be the final time. Because that didn't feel nice. That didn't feel good. But also to walk 5 kilometers around it, yeah, also seemed a bit unnecessary. Or maybe even 10 kilometers, I don't know. Seemed way off. Well, this is where I was camped this morning, although I already packed up again. Not really pretty, I think. But it's good for green energy. These are the kind of towns you walk through, or at least see. And this one is called Gladbach, I think. also quite a bit of castles on this trail, it seems like. But again, closed. This house was open. At least the door was open, and then you have a look inside. And it looks like a haunted old mansion. Have a look. Very old. Let's have a look what's in here. Pretty cool though. Let's have a look upstairs. Oh, here's not that interesting. Just an empty upper layer, okay. I have the feeling that I'm walking in autumn right now because the colors of the leaves are already changing at the moment because of the dry weather. They do this as a form of self-defense because through the leaves they lose a lot of water, but in doing so they cannot use photosynthesis anymore. So in the long term, if trees are doing this too much, it will kill them because of lack of other nutritions and also water, obviously. So it's a really sad situation. This is where I'm wild camping, by the way, and there's some kind of farmer's field. I don't know. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's a bit of condensation again. This is like the first time in well, really long time, to be honest. Purely because you're standing in the field instead of the forest. So always try to pitch your tent in the forest if you're wild camping. It's probably the best place to do it. That monastery you see is called Himmerod. So here's the name. You can Google it now and find the history. And okay, bye. Look what an amazing wild camping spot. And it's surrounded by river in the valley. And here's the river. How awesome is this? Seriously. I wonder what those people are doing over there, but it seems like a pretty fun camping location at least. I actually didn't realize it, but it's 37 degrees. That's hot. But actually for walking it's not that bad, it feels like. Maybe your body's getting used to the heat, I don't know. But it doesn't really feel that bad actually. But only at night I find it a bit too hot in the winter tent. But it's not that bad, but like on an like an unmanageable level. But yeah, it's not the best. Okay, I take back what I said. Now the sun is out again and it's scorching hot. Still manageable, but hot, very hot. past there used to be quite a lot of volcanic activity in this area. After the volcanic activities, they were behind some craters, and those craters filled up with water basically. And those craters which are now filled up with water are now basically the most iconic thing about this whole area. And that is also the most iconic thing about this hike. We're now at that area. So I'm going to show it to you, and hopefully you find it very beautiful. I hope so. Donkeys here, that's always a big bonus. Very fun. And there are even donkeys chilling over there together with some woman at the water. Pretty smart decision. I'm now in a place called Down, and usually I wouldn't really film this because it's not really interesting, but this place is actually kind of interesting. Out of this water tub, really good water comes out of it. So if you are walking past this, then surely go here. It's really worth it. Well, again, I forgot to film our wildcamp, but it was basically here. And this, again, beautiful piece of forest. This is so cool. I wish I would have wildcamped here. It would be so cool here in the castle, literally. But it was yesterday so late, and I didn't saw this on the map really. I didn't really saw it. So, bummer. But nothing to do about it, I guess. I have never seen a snail this big before in Europe. What a beautiful little creature. It's like 4 or 5 centimeters. Okay, I'm gonna leave you alone again. There's an old volcano. I didn't know that. It's so cool. There's also a trail here called Volcano Trail or something like that. So I guess it makes sense. Well, I slept in this huge cabin again. It's pretty cool. And just look at this amazing view. This is insane. Absolutely crazy. This is the view from that cabin. Pretty crazy, isn't it? Yeah, this is quite a remarkable behavior. You think probably now, what the hell is he talking about? But there are a lot of mosquitoes at the heads of the horses, and they are helping each other with their tails to chase away the flies. So it's quite smart behavior, really. And the other horse is doing the same at the other side. I think it's quite smart. That was one of the most beautiful waterfalls I've ever seen in my life. Maybe a bit of a surprise, but I just really like the combination of the moss, all the little streams, and just the overall location was just really gorgeous. And actually it was also quite a unique waterfall because it's quite a complex story, but I'm going to try to summarize it. Because of a unique combination of calcium, HO2, so water, and carbon, those mosses are able to grow there basically, and that's not very common. So I'm gonna leave the name in here below, so you can Google it, or I can put a link down in the description for you to research it more. And for myself, obviously, because I just really would like to know what that is. Okay, I regained strength. I can walk the whole day again. I don't know, I'm get so happy because of the sunshine, the perfect temperature. The hike is very flat, and I'm Dutch, so I love that. Oh, it's good again. It's good. I will treat myself to a coffee this afternoon. Usually I never do that, but I want one right now, so why not? I'm also gonna charge on my things there, so it's a win-win situation. And sorry, I forgot to film again while I was wild camping, but it was near a rail system, but there weren't any trains, so that was nice, and it was really well hidden. And I want to sleep out for a little bit longer because yes, that was just a terrible night, so I want to compensate that for a little bit. This is easy for me. But have a look at this beautiful monastery again. Absolutely gorgeous. So if you don't see me film much, it's because it's nice, but there's nothing interesting happening, usually. The hike is overall still very nice, but it's mostly just forest and the views are a bit the same. So there's no point really in showing off the same view over and over again. But the hike is still amazing, very pleasant. But I'm now in a town called Gemunt, and this town was quite hit hard by the floods of last year. And they told me the water really came till here. And over there is a little creek. So over there. So it's quite insane really. But Germany recovered pretty well, to be honest, because I don't see many scars of the floods. There's still some areas which are still destroyed, but not much. Well, I'm wild camping right now, and that's the light there. But it was pretty little scary, to be honest. I saw a huge boar. I just screamed and say, hey, this is my territory, just get out of here.
and it did. But yeah, that's I'm gonna think about it. This is where wild camp, so not a bad spot.
So this 1 kilometer before Vogelsang, and this is quite a strange place. I don't know exactly what it is. Okay, so I know a bit more about the place. In 1936 it had been built by the Nazi regime to educate future Nazi leaders, and after the Second World War it is basically used as a training facilities for the army by mainly the Belgium and the English forces. This would have been a crazy wild camping spot. This is after Vogelsang. Also, all of these houses are pretty strange, and even here it's like an old abandoned church. This is inside of the church. It seems like some kind of horror area, this. Ah, so this is how it looks like. Interesting. So you saw the dead trees in the last clip, right? Okay, that's because of 2 reasons. One is climate change, is because that makes everything much more dry, and a little beetle is benefiting from that. So because of the dryness, the trees are weaker, and the beetle can now take over the trees easily and use them as a food resource. So what happened is these beetles are damaging the trees basically, and they die. That's what you basically saw in the last clip. And in Holland, where I live, they cut down a lot of those trees to stop the spread of this beetle and safety reasons. And you also see that here. And in Germany, that's actually a much bigger problem. But here they let it stand, it seems like. And it's kind of interesting to see that, because you do see that all the trees are dying themselves, sunlight is created, and all the trees can take over again, and the dead trees are becoming a resource for other plants and trees. So I think in Holland they do an awful job regarding that. I think I know this plant species. In Dutch it's called a reuzenbalsem. I think you can eat it, but there was something wrong with it. So I'm gonna check it out. But here are the leaves and the flowers. So maybe people figure it out. And maybe I'll doing the editing, I try to confirm it or not. But still, this is your risk if you're trying to eat it or not. I'm very, very, very careful though, if I were you. Look, what a fantastic wild camping spot at the river. How amazing is this? I get like Scandinavian vibes from this. So cool. feel so sorry for that cow. There's so many flies around her body. So I had this in Turkey and it bothered the shit out of me. I cannot imagine this like all day, like her. Well, good luck. Okay, well, I can apply to all the rules, but I'm not gonna follow the one about wild camping and going off trail. People might think, why is that person doing that? Well, just to give you a little bit of context about this area, I saw so many hunter huts and I saw there's probably a lot of trees cutting down again, so I think, why would I follow the rules of hypocrites? That doesn't make any sense to me. Then give a good example. Absolutely stunning area here, but here I really have to be careful with wild camping because of course it's really dry right now. There might be some people from who manage this forest or this national park. They might control a little bit more, so I really have to stay in the woods this night. We'll see how it goes. So there's one wild camp this night, but I'm not very sure about this place because there might be a bit of swine activity here, but I'm not 100% sure if that also will be applying for tonight. So we will see, I guess, and otherwise scream and hope they will move away. Yeah. Here probably another bridge destroyed by the floods, but you can cross over these rocks over there quite easily. So don't worry, you don't have to walk around it or anything like that. This is what I meant, by the way. These are the kind of forests you walk through most of the times. I'll say if you begin at not in 3 year, but the other starting point, it's a pretty boring first day actually. At least the first 10 kilometers. It's not like terrible or something like that, but also nothing special or beautiful. This is a cool ruin though. I don't understand why they would gate this small area, but okay. And for the rest, nothing special to see here. I'm trying to figure out what it is, but it's something about mining and there are a lot of chemical processes explained on this board, so I'm not really sure what it means. I'll show you here. You have these chemical reactions and the temperatures. There's a guy with some kind of stick, some kind of furnace and mine or something like that. It's cool though. Well, there's the final destination, Kloostermünster. Let's see how the finale is. Well, this is the end of the hike. I'm gonna take the bus to Aachen and it's over now.